In its 36th full year of operations, the Intermountain Power Project remained a model for financial stability and operating excellence, but confronted significant challenges related to the age of the facility and availability of coal to fuel it. Here's a summary. Intermountain Power Agency remained on solid financial footing during the fiscal year that ended June 30, 2023. The statements of net position at the end of the fiscal year totaled just under $2 billion, of which $732 million were in cash and investments. The value of utility plant assets was just over $1 billion, reflecting an increase of about $427 million over the previous year. The significant increase is mostly attributable to the ongoing construction and engineering for the new gas turbines associated with the IPP Renewed project. Financing for the IPP Renewed project is a primary activity for IPA. No municipal bond issuances were completed during the fiscal year that ended June 30, 2023. But in the prior fiscal year, $798 million of power supply revenue bonds were issued. And immediately following the close of the 2023 fiscal year, on July 11, 2023, another $835 million of power supply revenue bonds were issued. IPA anticipates that one more municipal bond issuance will be required during calendar year 2024 to complete financing for IPP Renewed. Ratings for IPA's public bonds were very good, with Moody's at AA3 and Fitch at AA-. As of June 30, 2023, IPA's outstanding debt totaled approximately $886 million, including publicly traded fixed-rate bonds and non-public subordinated notes and drawdown bonds. The net revenues, or the cost of combined electricity and transmission for the year ended June 30, 2023, was $387 million, an increase of about $50 million over the previous year, but still well below historic levels, as the generating station operated at lower loads in order to conserve fuel during interruptions in the delivery of coal. During the fiscal year, IPA had average invested assets of just over $111 million, with those investments earning a 2.9% rate of return. In the summer of 2022, Utah participants exercised their rights to call back their portion of generation entitlement shares from the project. The callback produced power cost savings for the Utah participants estimated at more than $6 million. Intermountain Power Agency's 2023 annual report and other financial information can be accessed on the IPA website at www.ipautah.com. Operationally, electricity generation at IPP was negatively affected during fiscal 2023 by continuing coal supply issues. This caused significant generation restrictions at IPP for a second consecutive year in order to conserve coal for peak seasons. The result was record low utilization for the year. Net generation was 5,903 gigawatt hours, only slightly higher than the previous year, and making fiscal years 2022 and 2023 the two lowest years for electricity output in project history. Net facility heat rate, a key measurement of efficiency, was 10,173 BTUs per kilowatt hour, ranking 33rd in the 36-year history of the project. Efficiency was negatively affected primarily by low utilization of the generating station. Decreased electricity generation results in decreased coal consumption. In fiscal 2023, Intermountain Generating Station consumed about 2.7 million tons of coal, the second lowest annual amount in project history. Over its nearly 40-year history, the Intermountain Power Project has succeeded in purchasing the lion's share of its coal from Utah mines. Non-Utah coal has been added to the mix only 4 times, each time in response to Utah coal producers being unable to meet their contractual supply obligations because of production challenges or major events, such as the 2007 Crandall Canyon mine collapse and the 2022 Lila Canyon mine fire that halted production at those major sources completely. Supply issues have become critical over the past several years, with the annual volumes of coal contracted for but not delivered steadily increasing. The inability to source adequate supplies of coal have led IPP to frequently idle generating units and operate at low loads in order to conserve fuel for peak demand periods. Decreased electricity generation also creates challenges for operation and maintenance at large power plants. Generating units that previously ran at steady baseload rates are increasingly called upon to cycle between various output levels. This accelerates wear on some components of the generating station, presenting challenges for availability and reliability. During fiscal 2023, equivalent availability at Intermountain was 92.5%. A performance that ranked 16th in project history. The equivalent forced outage rate of 0.23% and forced outage rate of 0.09% ranked first and third, respectively, for those measurements over the project's history. The net capacity factor of 37.8% and net output factor of 52.5% ranked 35th and 33rd, respectively, for those measurements over the project's history. 8 unit shutdowns occurred during the fiscal year, including 3 that were planned. A major planned outage for Unit 1 maintenance was conducted while the unit was offline for coal conservation. Minor planned outages included post-maintenance testing for Unit 1 and a 10-day bipole outage that included Unit 2 minor maintenance. There were only 3 forced outages during the year, all related to controls issues. 2 additional unit shutdowns were implemented for coal conservation. IPP's boiler tube failure reduction program continued to demonstrate the project's commitment to preventative maintenance and responsible stewardship of the project's assets. Boiler tube leaks, which are common at large coal-fueled power plants, are an unusual event at Intermountain. Only 11 boiler tube leaks have occurred at IPP in more than 13 years. A significant achievement for any facility, even more for one that is now 36 years old and operating under variable conditions. Ensuring the safety of the generating station's employees remains the Intermountain Power Project's top priority. The effectiveness of IPP's safety programs are evident in the generating facility's safety statistics. At the end of fiscal 2023, the facility's OSHA lost time incident rate was 0.95 cases with days missed per 200,000 hours worked. Its recordable incident rate was also 1.58 cases per 200,000 hours worked. Both measurements improved compared to the prior year. Safety, efficiency, resourcefulness, skill, and community spirit are baked into the Intermountain Power Project culture. These are the attributes that keep the Intermountain Generating Station ready for service whenever called upon, and the qualities that will guide IPP into the future of providing reliable energy that the American West wants and needs.